The truth about personal lubricants and menopausal women. As women, our bodies go through various changes and experiences. And one of the significant transitions we face is menopause. During this phase, our bodies undergo hormonal changes that can affect overall well being, including vaginal health. Many women in menopause experience dryness and discomfort during sexual intercourse, leading them to seek lubricants for relief. However, it's essential to understand why some personal lubricants can cause stinging sensations, especially for women in menopause. In this video, we will delve into the reasons behind this discomfort and explore a safe and effective alternative named Nectar by Wet Orchid. The problem with traditional lubricants is that while many of the ingredients are marketed to use as safe for most people, they aren't always good for menopausal women. So let's take a look at the ingredients that are bad and why they are bad. So the first one is glycerin. Glycerin is a common ingredient used in many lubricants, but many people, including menopausal women, may be very sensitive to it. So it can potentially cause irritation and yeast infections because it's a sugar-based compound. So if you already are prone to yeast infections, glycerin might be something that's exacerbating that problem for you. So right there is a reason to eliminate it. But also beyond that, it's been found to potentially disrupt the natural pH balance of the vagina, leading to discomfort as well as the yeast infection. So that stinging you may be feeling when you're using the lubricant may be due to glycerin. So look at the label, and especially if you see glycerin as a first ingredient or a first or second, then you know it's a primary ingredient in that compound. Now, tiny amounts of glycerin, if it's like one of the last ingredients in the list, is not going to cause you the same problems. But when it's half or more concentration of the solution or the lubricant, that's where you're going to start having those problems. So the next thing on our list that we want to avoid when it comes to personal lubricants is parabens. So parabens are preservatives. They're commonly used in cosmetics and personal care products like lubricants. So there are studies that have suggested a potential link between parabens and hormonal disruption. So while the evidence is not absolutely conclusive, if you want to be on the safe side, it's best to avoid the parabens and look for an alternative, which an alternative is potassium sorbate, which is in Nectar by Wet Orchid. Potassium sorbate is used in a lot of foods, and there has been no links between it and hormonal disruptions. So let's go into our next thing is non-oxynol 9, which is a chemical used for spermicides. Now, if you're in menopause, you don't really need that anymore. So you definitely need to eliminate that. You're most likely not seeking it out, but it could be that it could be an ingredient in condoms that you might be using with your partner. So make sure to look at the label and make sure that it's not in there, because it has been found to irritate sensitive tissues of the genitals, and it can actually increase the risk of sexually transmitted diseases being contracted. So best practice is just make sure that's not around. It's not in anything you're using. So the next thing is fragrances and artificial colors. I think most women know that you just avoiding fragrances and artificial colors is the best thing. There are some, I don't know, they're really so much as lubricants. I mean, they do have flavored lubricants. I think those are really kind of meant more to use on the outside than on the inside for more oral sex. But even then, those could be enough to irritate, your vagina. So if you're using flavored lubricants and you notice any kind of irritation, then I'd say stop using them. So because it could just be a risk. You don't really see too many. I mean, I don't really see lubricants that have dyes or coloring to them. So that's probably not going to be a problem. But definitely watch for the ones that have flavoring. So that concludes the list of ingredients that you really want to avoid that might be causing you stinging and other discomforts. So now that we've talked about that, let me tell you about an alternative solution for you, which is our brand of lubricant called Nectar. And Nectar is a game changer. It was developed by a woman in menopause. And as we say here, it was made with menopause in mind. So this innovative product contains nothing but water, plant-based cellulose, potassium sorbate is the preservative, and it also has hyaluronic acid, which makes it a superb alternative for women because it moisturizes while you're using it. So since water is the primary ingredient in Nectar, you're also moisturizing even more. So you're going to ensure that your experience is natural and a comfortable lubrication. Nectar is the next best thing to your natural lubricant. It has the same consistency and look. It's not super clear like a lot of lubricants, but again, that super clearness is an indication that it has a lot of glycerin in it, and you want to avoid that. It mimics your body's natural moisture. It provides a gentle, smooth glide, no stinging, no irritation. It does not dry up fast, and it does not get sticky. It has a look and feel that is pretty much just like your natural moisture. So, and additionally with that hyaluronic acid, it makes it have a remarkable moisturizing property that you don't find in other lubes. It's going to add an extra layer of hydration and nourishment. It replenishes your vaginal tissues, helps alleviate dryness that you've already been suffering. So it's kind of proactive also. So with Nectar, you can experience enhanced comfort and pleasure without compromising your vaginal health. So in conclusion, finding the right personal lubricant is crucial, especially for women experiencing menopause. Traditional lubricants containing glycerin and parabens can lead to uncomfortable stinging sensations and potential irritation. However, with alternatives like Nectar by Wet Orchid, women can finally have a safe and effective option. By choosing a lubricant made solely from water, plant-based cellulose, infused with hyaluronic acid, women can enjoy a natural, moisturizing, and an irritation-free experience. So go to our website, wetorchid.com. You can check out the lubricant there. If you need some help shopping on our website, because we also have vaginal moisturizers, which are kind of proactive that you would use before actually using a lubricant, we are on there to help. You can request a free 15-minute consultation. We can help you pick out some things, and I can also help you out with menopause and sex coaching if you need assistance in that area. Of course, I always tell you go to your doctor first. If you need to, go to sex therapist or counseling with your partner. But once you've done that and you find that, the limitations to that, to where you can't meet with them all the time and make, always a good plan for attack and have somebody there to make sure and hold you accountable to make sure you're, acting and doing the things that you've decided to do, that's where you might consider a menopause and sex coach, especially somebody like me who's been through the change and who was able to rejuvenate my own sexual response and my libido through using the right products, as I've already talked about. Also by using the right exercises. And finally, there's different tricks you can use, such as using heat in the right way, different things mentally you can do to get yourself back in the mood, take yourself back to that place where you used to find all of that drive that isn't necessarily related to physical response, because you have both desire, which desire is mental, and then you have libido, which is the body's response to that mental desire. Often in menopause, what we need to do is get that mental desire going again, get the rest of the body healthy, and you can get rejuvenated again and ready for sex and enjoy it again after menopause. So drop me a line if you need to. Ask questions below in the comments, and I will do my best to answer those. Again, wetorchid.com. And in the meantime, please subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Click that notification bell so you are notified the next time we upload a video. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye.